Hey y'all. Hey. What's up? Happy Taurus full moon. I'm excited about the energies today. Let's see if anyone comes in here. Ooh, look at the bottom of the deck already, Taurus. I'm excited about the energies today. We're gonna pull some cards though. I'm not really gonna wait on y'all. Just checking out the energies. Oh, we having a our reality show that I was on is premiering tonight. Based off of the Each One Teach One class that we did last year. So watch it on Dave Beyond TV's channel. And I'll repost the link as well too. And it was a Taurus moon during that vacation too. During the recording of that, it was a Taurus moon. I was having my Taurus return, my moon return, lunar return, as I am today. Ooh, and look, Venus came out. Yeah. Happy Taurus full moon, you guys. We already had Taurus at the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else coming up. Let me pull back some. The energies are juicy today. And if you just came in here, I was talking about our reality show that we recorded during, what was that? I think that was May. But yeah, y'all check that out on Dave Beyond TV's channel. Okay, we're gonna pull this one. Seventh house, relationships. Where's Venus? Damn. I forgot to look at the chart before I got on. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. My bad. Of course, the moon, the Venus would be in Capricorn. And I say, of course, for my own individual reasons. But anyway, this is relationships. Hope y'all can hear me. This is relationships. Stern approach to the things that you're relating to, being a little straightforward with what you stand on and how you're gonna relate those things to who and how you're relating to whatever's around you, type shit. Ooh. Wait a minute. One more. Give me a smooth one. Give me a pretty one. Two of them came out. Hello, how are you? Two cards came out. Lilith and Jupiter. I'll go ahead and keep them. I don't really want to keep both of them. Okay, I'll keep them. I'm just going to merge the two. Lilith and Jupiter. So Jupiter is expansion and something. And Lilith is embarrassment sometimes. The things that's in your shadow, things that's in your aura, like the deep things that you can't even pin down about yourself, parts of your shadow that bleeds out in your, whenever you're relating and whatever you're just being sometimes. And Jupiter is on that. So it's like an expansion of that. So maybe you can see those things now. Capricorn being in Venus is going to make you value certain things that are like, what's the word for it? That's a part of something that's supposed to give you some type of authority, and being embarrassed about, like, yeah, we was kind of talking about this yesterday. But anyway, let me not go too deep yet. Wait a minute. So before we go too far into that, let me pull some numerology cards real quick. Per usual. And really, I be hoping that people, never mind, let me shut up. Because I noticed that the audience shifts the reading, but let me not be so sensitive. So what's the message, spirit? What's the actual message for these individuals who are coming in for some substance, who really are just scrolling and may have some things that they can understand about this, what they're living in? Maybe they can get a message. This is 8. And some understanding, because 8 is what we know, the number in numerology. 8 represents a feminine emotion. it's like an infinite loop. It's a cycle. 8 also corresponds to Scorpio type shit. So, and this is the full moon in Taurus, which is the opposite of Scorpio. The sun is in Scorpio right now. But this card itself, because these cards come in 3 different perspectives, which each card is 0 through 9. So this one in particular is not in its solution space. I'm not sure, but it's a distortion. So whatever it is that's in that 8th house, or in that 8 energy, or in that infinite loop, things that are karmic, things that come around all the time, and it's like, okay, same day, same story type shit. But let me not go too deep onto that until I look at the perspective that it's in. Hold on. Taurus full moon vibes. We got a Taurus full moon today. If you looked up in the sky, you'll notice that. Damn, so another 8 came out. I don't want that one though. I don't want that one. It's too much. We're gonna keep it in mind. We're gonna keep it in mind. But we got a 7, which is the relationships, like we had already pulled in the 7th house. This is also not gonna, I don't think that's a balanced one. I don't want that 5 either. We need another one. So we still got an order though, 7 and 8 so far. What it do? What the heck? What's your name? Ravindra. I'm trying to look at that emoji that you got as your profile picture, but I can't quite see it though. You probably gone anyway. And anyway, you probably want a real, so it don't matter. Okay. 4. I really low-key want to pull more. Nah, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. 4. We had 4 yesterday. So we got 4, 7, and 8. Okay. I low-key want to pull more cards. I low-key want to, because I felt like, let me see. If you're just coming up in here, we pulling energies right now. We already had some cards that came out for the astrology deck. We do know that this, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but fuck it. Y'all know what's going on. Rewind, because people may just already been listening. I want to hear the same shit. So we got 7 and 8. We know 7. What came out first was the 8. Came out next with the 7. Before you get to the 8 is 7. So before you begin a loop in a cycle, you first become aware of a brand new experience. Both of these energies are distorted from this perspective in the deck. Then you also have 4, which is a masculine energy. 7 is masculine, 4 is masculine, and 8 is feminine. It's like running a train or something. But oh, this is the wrong fucking book. The fuck. See, that's why I become. Never mind. Where we at? 4, 7, and 8. Okay. So we're gonna read 8 first. Which perspective is this? This is exaggerated 8. A cycle being exaggerated, some feminine accumulation being exaggerated from the internal, because the internal creates your external, and this is creating the perspective that you're gonna be ending in, because after 8 come 9. So it is exaggerated, or before that is 7. It's also exaggerated. So the new perspective that you had was exaggerated, and number 8, which is the cycle, that's going to be exaggerated either. I'm not seeing, hold on. I'm going to pull some more cards. I'm getting wore out with these numerology cards. No, I'm not. Let me shift the energy real quick. Number 4. It's just that these all are distorted, and it kind of shifted my gears a little bit. 4, inhibition. So this is an inhibition. This is a masculine energy. This is the thoughts, the things that you're on your mind. Like after you have came to some type of awareness, you begin to think on these things and begin to come up with tools and ways to compromise with what you have thought about. and this is inhibited. So the things that you're thinking about may not be being, you may not be aware of them for some certain reasons. But see, we did have Lilith came out earlier though, and the seventh house. These things might be related to your relationships to some degree. Where's Venus right now? Venus is in Capricorn. Okay, so yeah, Capricorn kind of dry. So your relationships may be bringing out some type of um 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 embarrassment, or some type of, not embarrassment really, but like some type of shadow awareness. You know, when your shadow come up to the surface, and then sometimes it come up to the surface where everybody may be able to see it, but you don't know if people see it or not, because you're in your body and they're observing you, you're not observing yourself type shit. But if you could, and that's the things that you're realizing to, and when you focus on other things external to you too much, even people, or even like any damn thing, that's going to cause you, it's going to cause like a fraction. You will be paying attention to things on the external of you more than you can like observe yourself, because you're supposed to be the observer of the whole situation. So if you can do both at the same time, that'll give you that'll help kill the Lilith energy, that'll help transmute it and whatnot. Because the the number 4 is inhibited, and this is the home. To me, your body and your experience, your aura, and your whole whatever reality or space that you're in, that's going to represent your home space to me. And that's inhibited. So sometimes you cannot put enough emphasis on what's the things that how you should be valued. So with Capricorn being in Venus right now, that's speaking to that, how you can begin to kind of show some, not aggression, but not allow certain subtle actions from other people to just roll off and be acceptable, because that's going to create a loop, a cycle that's already been created. And that's the reason why this number 8 is so exaggerated. So damn, that's kind of hard. And then 8 is, you know, transformation and bringing death to sometimes. Hold on, let me see something. I wish I had my chart. Wait, my bad. Mercury is in, I was trying to see what Mercury was. So, because I was trying to, you know, sometimes you can solve things by communicating, but in this perspective, you may be able to solve things by thinking and really looking at your morals and what you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to hold yourself in some type of internal integrity, because you know what you go through and how you feel, and is that like integral to yourself? So it could be for you to start bagging back into with it, not necessarily look at other people and how they are mistreating you, because I even look at the people that's around me and how they are mistreating me as a reflection of light. So at some point I have to look at it for myself too. You know what I'm saying? I can't just blame it on everybody external to me. You would also at some point, so that you can come to some kind of conclusion, look at how you even, like, what is that supposed to, how does it shift you? What is it showing you? Like, is it a lesson that can be learned? How can you push through this so that you can gain more strength and have more ability in how you use your character and whatnot? Look at some of these hardships like games, and that'll lighten the load a little bit. That'll allow you to be able to, like, when you're in fight or flight mode, you're in your emotion. You don't see nothing but a color, red type shit. Now I ain't gonna say you don't see nothing but a color, but that's like the energy of it. You'll be blinded by certain things, especially your ego, or you'll be in what's inhibited with this forest space, sheltered in your own shame or guilt or fear. Fear was the word I was trying to reach for. And these are also stemming from whatever it is that you're relating to, whoever it is you're relating to, or how you are relating to yourself and how you see your position in life, and what you have, like your bosshood, you being a lord yourself. Have you taken yourself serious enough to look at yourself like, yeah, I'm that too, even when it comes to things that others may not be able to know, but what you know about what you accept on a daily basis, even maybe from yourself or from others, or you know what I'm saying? And you can, if you can't see yourself to that degree, look on the external you. That's when I use the external of me to peep game on how these things are relating, and I find that within myself, and then I've noticed myself and I see how I'm relating to these things, and I come to that conclusion with myself first though. Always you. What it do? Atmospheric crane. Okay, so then we got, after we had the 4, 8, then I ain't even read 7. 7 was exaggerated. So in 7's exaggerated perspective, the 7 here is materialistic in an exaggerated way. The spiritual trigon, craving recognition, sits on the square of matter. Therefore, it represents overcompensation, right? So it's an overcompensation We done already talked about this. I ain't like, it ain't no problem because I probably ain't talked to everybody. So it's like an over exaggeration based on the things that you are um not upholding that need to be upheld at some point. Not to say that you're supposed to uphold shit, but you are supposed to stand in some type of integrity and uphold yourself. If you got to uphold anything, and then that'll allow other things to flow and be in its perspective order. When you don't know what else to do, always find your own organization and expect for things. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say expect on this matter. Expect for things to calibrate, because that's how I pray. I expect for, if I do right, that's the only thing I can expect for what I do for myself and how I react and respond. And then that's gonna, by default, because that's like a universal law, things are going to react the way they need to. And eventually, if I can peep on what's going on for real, things will calibrate and make sense. And if they don't, then they don't for a reason too. It's always all good. Don't matter. Shit, hey. As long as you know how to continue to grow. You just got to continue to grow with it and continue to cause these cycles don't stop. You already been on them enough, you know. Everybody, hey, they don't stop. You just transmute them and transform them, and that's just a part of it. Just like the land that you walking on, that shit don't move like that. I mean, it do, but I'm talking about literally that it don't move. So you use what you got, and you transmute, and you create whatever you want. You build whatever you want with that Capricorn Venus. And let me get out that Capricorn energy. I just came from around the Capricorn. And yeah, that's why I said no wonder Capricorn, Venus was in Capricorn earlier. Anyway, the self came out. That's out, yeah. The self. Because there is no up, low, there's no up, left, up, down, left, or right. Things just expand out. And if you realize that, you won't have to have try to put yourself in, oh, I'm just not shit in a category, or I am the shit. Like at some point, it's not even about none of that. It's just about you. And that can kind of clear the fragments within the ego. Not to say that you need to get rid of the ego. It'll kind of fine tune that ego a little bit so that these blended lights, all of these colors can make sense and they won't be shitty brown. And ain't nothing wrong with shit brown, but you know what I'm saying? You want to be able to, you don't want to be stuck in mud. You want to be able to, if you is in some mud, you know how to make that mud be kind of pink, whatever color you want type shit. And that's going to be something that only the self can do. You can't expect that from nobody, but you can low-key expect that, high-key expect that from yourself. You can, or if you can't, then very high-key, you can't expect it. But it's all up to you, though, still. Why the animal want to come out? Ugh. I say that because the opposite of the self to me was a more barbaric, animalistic, eat they doo-doo ass. But I ain't saying that about the animal, because the animal also has great traits too. So we finna transmute that. So, but yeah, hold on. Let's see. One more card. Cause damn. The animal's eye looks like, it looks like an animal's eye. I thought it was a human eye in an animal's, you know what I'm saying? But it's not that. It's an animal's eye. But it's inside of some, like a nest or something. I thought it was something else though. So, let's see. But what I did think it was human eyes behind an animal's face. And that led me to feeling like what I was thinking earlier, the barbarian energy. Being in a human vessel, but really the inverted, having animal eyes. This came out in the reverse. We're gonna read it both ways. The storm. Why does ugly shit want to come out? Okay, it's okay. The storm. It's in the reverse though. Hey, that's a beautiful thing. When the storm is over and you can finally pick up the pieces and you get a chance to move now. Now you get a look. No, let me not say that. But now you get a chance to throw away all the shit that been needed to be thrown away. Because hey, it is what it is. The storm, we had to go through the storm, but now it's past or whatever. Let's read it out the book though. Look, there go another human eye right here. I thought that was a pig eye. You see it. Let's read out the book though. First, we're gonna read the self. Mm, mm. Damn, I didn't want to read on that frequency, Lord. Lord, I did not want to read on that frequency. Let me see how. Cause it, and I'm not okay. Cause I know it's powerful people watching in the chat, and you know what I'm saying. This could be energies within you or whatever, or people around you. And I think it's low key shit that I done picked up. But people who possess certain real genuine traits, but could be around others who only wished and hoped that they could one day have some of their own power, but they're stuck in that animal body. They're stuck in that barbaric mind, and it causes jealousy though. And that's why I didn't want to bring it up. But we ain't even, it did look like it causes jealousy. And that could be the storm that, or the flipping of the paradigm, because I thought this out upside down, but the flipping of the paradigm, because everybody has their seasons. And although some of these weaker spirits could be they are weaker, they could be in powerful positions though. Being that an animal will eat your ass up before he even thinks about it, and you may not, you know what I'm saying? You may not do that. And anyway, I didn't want to go down. I didn't want to talk about that type shit right now. Okay. That's why earlier I started to pull more cards, because I felt like there was too many random ass people in here. And as I was pulling the cards, that's when random ass people want to come in. And I didn't want to catch all them ugly ass energies, but it's too late. So, hey, it's all good. It's good to be aware of things around you. And, you know, let's see where we at. So, the self is the prism that allows the spectrum of our personalities to radiate. It does not judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of its parts, as it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and place. This is a genuine, you know what I'm saying? This ain't about I'm better than you and you ain't shit. This about I'm just me, and that's all it need to be. That's hey, what? And I got to go through my experience and express my portion of God and all possibilities. And it don't go no further than that, because it goes out. It ain't up or down, left or right. It's just the expansion. And that's the point. But let me not, yeah. So the self is the central abiding, hold on, where we at? It does not judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of its parts, as it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and a place, and leads us to experience the full breadth of life's offerings. The self is central abiding container, the awareness of the infinite universe of possibilities. When this card appears, it's a call to step back in the witness consciousness, the observer's perspective. You being able to see both sides, you, yourself, the other situation, and you can see them at the same time as well, and how they're relating and having sex. You know what I'm saying? How those energies are connecting or whatever, or, you know, the dance of life for real. Let me see where we at. To observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I a stew or am I a chef? Yeah, and that's what we was talking about, the stew or the chef. And certain individuals or energies around you, this could be within your own self, you realizing that you got certain traits that is weak nigga shit. Like, you need to not you a lame to even, you know what I'm saying, even belittle yourself and put yourself in that type of situation, or look at, you know what I'm saying. And these types of things could be coming to the surface. Don't get mad at it, get glad and transmute it and use it. Let me see where we at. Or other people around you could be having that experience, and you could be the cause of that type shit. To observe yours, and it ain't even about them. Remember, we talking about ourselves first, though. I always make sure you all, when you're looking at these things and you judging and shit, you make sure you look at yourself too, and how the puzzle you put in fits, so that you ain't got to be judgmental, because you know you did it too, for you didn't be there. And that's how you can keep yourself in this space, even when you're around individuals that could throw and shift your vibration or your energetic, you know what I'm saying? You be the one that's transmuting the situation. It's because you are yourself. Then I hate when somebody else come break my shit. I'd rather break my own shit. I don't like when somebody else tell my stuff up. That's about the only thing that made low-key make me mad at you, because I don't get mad easy. But that's one thing that will piss me off. I'd rather break it. I can't get mad at you. I'm not the type to break my shit and then be mad at everybody around me because I broke my shit. No. But I ain't the type to get mad, period, though. But if I get mad, it'll be because you broke some of mine that even if it wasn't that valuable, I don't want you breaking none of my shit, not nothing. But I'm sorry. Let me get off of me. But the point is, because I'd rather do it. I could tell my own shit up. I could do bad by myself, To observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I a steward or am I the chef? In most situations, our ego draws us into the conundrum where we swirl, spin, and smolder in chaos. Yeah, you get mixed in the two and you start judging shit wrongly. Yet the self is a graceful culinary dancer, that dance of life. And that's like, if you're a real good dancer and you grab somebody's hand to get them to dance and they don't really know how to dance, you'll be able to blend that shit and make it be a dance and make them at least, feel the vibe that needs to be felt at the moment. Whether they can dance or not, it won't even be about that at some point. That's how you shift the atmosphere too, because we're always colliding worlds with whatever we're in around, especially when it comes to people. Hold on, y'all. My mouth dry as hell. Yet the self is the graceful culinary. Okay, I read that. Watching, waiting, observing as the spectrum of ingredients become the flavor of our life. Look in the mirror for 30 seconds. Do some mirror magic and realize that you is you. Like, actually, okay, I'm in this situation. Sometimes I have to check myself when I'm on live and be like, okay, you need to remember that you're on live right now. I have to, and that can go into overthinking. I ain't gonna stand, because then I'll be like, damn, who watching me? I wonder when did they, but get out of my business. But the point is, what was the point? Oh, look in the mirror and realize it ain't about none of that shit, because all that can be transmuted as it needs to be for your desires or your benefit. It's what it's deserved for you, as long as you maintain what needs to be understood, and that's whatever's going on with you and how you're adding, what flavor that you're adding. And how you can not even you can eliminate that flavor, period. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to, because we are in Scorpio season. Let's not forget, you might have to separate. And attempt to see the you behind the you. When it's in its brightest perspective, witnessing, accepting new aspects of the self. And even when it's in its brightest perspective, it can come with darkness, because in order for you to accept certain things about yourself, you'll have to look at shit you ain't want to look at sometimes. Or sometimes you can look at shit you never saw and it'll pleasantly surprise you. But sometimes it'll be some shit that you just didn't want to look at because it was too ugly and you just had to look at, or something you didn't want to clean up because you didn't feel like cleaning it up. And that goes like to the self, things about yourself that could really be a fracture, and it could be corrected a little bit or designed a little bit better than that internally. But you got to look at it though. So when it's in its darkness, it's disjointed, fatigue, diffused energy, and purpose. The purpose and energy would be diffused because it wouldn't even have a purpose type shit, because it would be doo-doo brown. Yeah, it wouldn't even be no reverse. It would be just straight doo-doo brown. Okay, so then we got the storm. What came out next? The animal came out next. Which one had came out in the reverse? The animal had came out in the reverse. Hold on. I was glad that the animal came out in the reverse, because that's why I remembered it. 99. I ain't even read the numbers, but that's okay. So number 19, the individual in the last cycle. Ooh, it's like a reincarnation of some shit. Squirrels reincarnating to be some of them may be reincarnating and finally be human. Some of them probably de-incarnating and be fucking rats and shit. But let's not go there. 99, that's another ending. It's like after you get to the 9, you begin to be aware of something else. And sometimes it can be an animalistic reincarnation into a human or some shit, or it could just be some shit inside of yourself and you becoming more mature about certain ways of yourself. But let's read it though. Page 99. Or it could be seeing these things grow around others. But even ugly shit grows too. So some things becoming mature is not good or bad. You can see an illness mature and shit. I don't want to go that deep. We are mammals. The hair on our chest, this is in reverse. I'm not a mammal. The hair on my chest and between my legs does not remind me of that. Because I'm reading it in the reverse. We're finna read this in the reverse. We try hard. No, animals try hard to deny and refine, their unrefined animalistic natures. Lower beings do that. Yet, through this archetype, they tap into power and direction by activating the animal within means reawakening their relationships. So maybe they're becoming aware, because even animals have to go through an evolution. It's probably dumbass animals. Some animals may begin to realize, oh, I'm an animal, and those are humans. Okay, and that could be their world. Some animals may not be that smart or domesticated. I don't want to say smart because, but it could be real wood animals who still, I don't want to talk about that, but it could be real wood, like animals of nature for real, who still understand that they're an animal. But whatever. Where was I at? And I was just saying that because to highlight the evolution that could be happening subconsciously within all things during this time. So the animal within means reawakening their relationship. So yeah, their relationship to themselves, to nature in the most broad and embodied sense, because we have transmuted and distorted, if you want to say, or added to parts of nature that we can now associate as that's nature, and it may not have been. Like, we got gay people in the world. I don't know. I ain't trying to say like that, but I'm sure that wasn't probably a thing when we were animals type shit. So that's a part of nature at this point to a degree, but we ain't gonna go into that subject. So anyway, where was I at? The life force of, where am I at? Drinking from waterfalls, roaring at the moon, opening eyes underwater, eating berries from the vine. The life force of our planet begs us, or them, the animals, to sit down the devices, the constraints and the social constructs, and remember the warm blood that pulses through our veins. This is even pointing to if you have too much attachment to these things that don't need to be a part and transmuted into nature, because we'll be done did that. That's how things will become robotic for real. But if we decide not to transmute these things into our own natures, like always needing to have your phone or even have other people as relationships, or having relationships with these inanimate objects so deeply to where you feel like it's a part of your survival, it has to be included in your monthly bills, which it do, but having some sort of detachment from that this is what this is calling for too. The animal longs for breath, food, procreation, and physicality. It wants soil under our nails and starlight on our skin. So this is where I'm transmuting the energy too, and we're gonna apply these animalistic natures in their most natural form into our own traits to a certain degree, because that is important. Soil is important. Sunlight is important, just like it is to animals and trees and shit. Not just animals, trees too, plants and shit like that. So nature in itself, though, that's the point. Yeah, and we're going to go surpass animal and just look at it as nature for now. He roared like a great lion. Hold on, wait, I'll skip some. Wait a minute. If this all sounds terribly unsophisticated to you, take note that it is said that when Buddha became enlightened, he roared like an animal. Yeah, so we're going to incorporate the animalistic natures that's appropriate, and some of these new human natures that we have created, we're not going to transmute those into our natures like that. So the storm was in the reverse too. So let me see what that shit about. Hold on. I got a crick in my damn neck. I slept wrong. Bro, what a damn... Hold up. Excuse me, y'all. Let me remember that I'm on live. Storm. The storm probably would be... Because we got sales, places, tools, initiations. What y'all think the storm would be? I would have thought it would be, because I don't see it. Hold on. There you go. A place. Okay. I was finna say a tool. Okay, so the storm is like a place. This is a space. You can move spaces. You can shift up out of a storm then, if that's the case. 4 plus 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11. That's two individual worlds. That's why we got that crack in the middle, because you can move up out of space. You can move from that individual space to another individual space, and that's going to allow you to transmute the storm. Not forget the storm, but transmute it. Where we at? And 157 is the page number. 6 and 6, 12, 13. So that's 13. That's 4. That goes back to this 4 over here, this yellow 4 that was distorted. What number it was? That's the individual going into that inner deep darkness, that 5 energy, and finding transmuting that shit and making it be a whole different expression. Number 7. Storm. So what I said, 157. That shit always makes sense, bro. That shit always makes sense. Or I don't be tripping. I don't be making it make sense. It be making sense. So anyway, the storm. Possessing, I think it was in this reverse. Possessing an energy much like the Tarot Towers card. The storm undoes all that it is. Everything that was solid, known, and relied upon. That's a Capricorn energy. Everything that you thought you stood on, you realize down. That ain't even that. And you can realize that in all kind of in all kind of ways. Everything that was solid, known, and relied upon is stripped away by the winds of fate. The ground becomes the sky becomes the center, and then the center disappears. The storm is a great equalizer. So the storm, that's why I'm saying, yeah, this will help you to finally get rid of things that needed to be destroyed. That if God did it, or if it came out of nowhere, that means that all possibilities made it happen, and that's because you manifested it, because that's what you needed. That was the scenario that you created, because you the one created everything. When it comes down to your own space, though, when it comes down to you and what you are affecting. And then that goes beyond just you begin to affect the whole world, because collectively we begin to have the same behavior patterns and traits, which is going to create some other shit. But thankfully we're focusing on the self, the things that you can actually do something about, so you can move spaces. Hopefully this reading explains how to. Let's see, this is the last card. No, I'm going to pull out the other deck and then I'll be through. So hold on. The storm is a great equalizer. No matter how far we've come on the path, no matter our age, wealth, or wisdom, we can't hide from its savage winds. Their disturbing howls stir anxiety and make. Oh, by the way, this was in the reverse, so you don't necessarily. You already have the answer. Then you already got the answer, so that solves that. Anyway, their disturbing howls stir anxiety and make it impossible to see and think straight. You must wait it out. If you try to fight the storm, you will lose. A better option is to seek temporary shelter and a reliable friend. When all else fails, go within. The friend within. The friend is within. So we talk about the self, because you can't go to nobody else like that when it comes to certain things, especially when we talk about internal storms and things that you created over time that nobody can understand how it happened, but you can find the understanding within yourself and the truth of it all. So that'll be your friend. Let me see. Where we at? There, for a moment, you settle into the eye of the storm. That's where you begin to, that's the shelter. That's that 4th house. That's the home. You begin to look and just acknowledge. And, it ain't even about accountability. That is accountability when you acknowledge. Okay, it is what it is. Now, it is what it is because of I or my or me. And then they had a role to play from this perspective and that perspective. But if you first find it home within self, then, and this is inhibited, right? Because even when it comes to these perspective of inhibited and exaggeration, I can even look at those inverted. This probably came out in the reverse, because inhibited, something that's pushed, when you push something in, an exertion from somewhere else comes about from the other end. So these things, this was probably in the reverse. Anyway, the point is that if you don't have that self-secure, you're secure within self. When it comes to things that nobody can help you with, you won't have to. That's the inversion. You hiding from that shit. That's the inversion. It's like, oh, I don't want to tell y'all what I just seen. Anyway, but it's like holding on to something that It's no good for you. That even because what I don't want to tell you a particular situation that I could explain because it's personal. But it ain't even personal. I don't got to make it personal. It's like when somebody die in a house and you never clean that bitch, and you find yourself in a depression. You know damn well one thing that you can do is clean the fucking house, but you don't even do that. You just sit in the depression though. So that's type shit. Only you can clean. Only you can, like, you know what I'm saying. Somebody else can come clean it for you, but who finna do that type shit? So only you can do that shit. But the point, that's why I want to bring that shit up because, anyway. Cause there's some, well, it ain't got to be personal. That could be some literal shit. And that's for whoever is watching. If you got some things that you holding on to, they could go to the things in your phone. I just cleaned out my phone yesterday from 2017 that I've been should have cleaned out because I got Google files and Google Photos and Google all that kind of shit. The clouds, and I been knew I should have cleaned that out, but it infinitely was time when I did it. Because when I didn't read all of it because I knew whatever it is, that shit been dead. I know that it's dead. And if it ain't dead, it need to die. So, you know, there wasn't no curiosity there. It was a little bit. I did look at a little bit, though, before I deleted it. Anyway, get out of my business. Pull out of one more deck. I didn't even read. My bad. Heard 2 songs about Saturn last night, back to back. Venus and Capricorn for real, yep. What's wrong with it? All right, this is an empathic deck. We're going to close it out with this right here. We're going to close it out with this right here. Let me knock it real quick. Hold on. I got to feel them. They got to feel just right. Else I'm going to feel like, nah, that ain't it. So give me a little minute. I got a little low-key stellium Cancer. And I just not realized that my son was in the 4th house. Like last year, I just realized that. All right. Okay, we're going to pull that one. Validation. I already know what that's about. You validating yourself. 5 and 1 is 6. That's the equilibrium. Because that's how that's. Ooh, wait a minute. Let me go and pull these two. That even points to how I was saying ain't no up, down, left, or right. It's just expansion, and you don't have to look at anything like it's above or beneath you or any of that shit at some point. So you can kind of equalize some energies within yourself and around you with others. How you approaching others could be based off of some higher dumbass ego that you could have thinking that you're over them. But if you would look for external things to validate you, you would understand that everybody has a life and everybody's in this reality. So you somewhat experience the similar shit on some degree or not. And if you don't, you can understand and have some type of compassion. Things can be validated from a different space, and it could bring more genuinity in. Because don't this hand in itself, just the look of it, it looks genuine. You know what I'm saying? It kind of mimics that black power shit, but darkness or being in that when you're in the void or going down into the depths of things, that will cause you to have to be more genuine about certain things. You'll have to, you know what I'm saying? A baby don't care about what's going on TV and a phone and stuff. So that will cause you to be in a more innocent, not even innocent, ain't the word, but in a more what is the damn word, bro? I'd be so mad, but I can't think of it. It'll just cause you to be in a more genuine space. Let's just keep it right there. Oh. When you're validating yourself. And because when you validate yourself and you know that that's the only thing that you really, you know that you can stand on, then when you have to exert sometimes an ego towards the things that you stand on, that you value, it comes from a strong place that needs to be, it deserves to be respected. And that could be read in the aura. But otherwise, that ego will come off narcissistic type shit. But we not talking about that. We talking about this, and it's a 6th energy. This is that emotion with the self. the internal, how you calibrate it, because 5 and 1 is 6, calibration. That's the emotion within the self type shit. How have you structured what it is that you stand on and who you say that you are? Is it based on other bullshit, or is it based off of your actual life experience, not just on the surface but in the depths with the 5 and with the black brown hand? Then we got fire, passion, 10. That's a completion, a brand new individual space. But so it's like when you come up out of that 0, which is the void, and you go into that 1 type energy, that's still in darkness though, because in order for that 1 to accumulate into the 2, it has to penetrate that hole, that womb type shit. And then that's when it begins to relate and have some type of relation within, and there's no light in that space. So it's the only light is that fire. But let me not go too far. Yeah, I'm gonna go that far because that's what we're talking about. That's that internal shit. Sagittarius is in Mercury right now too, but that's that internal fire. This looked like it was in the reverse. I'm not sure if it was or not, but that's how I picked it up. But in the reverse, it looks like the vaginal canal for real. It's supposed to be like this, but it looks like the vaginal canal. That's what it reminded me of. The cooch. This is 14, 5 energy, that internal space where you accumulate. 1 is that individual, that masculine. And it's going into the, let me not go too deep. Anyway, the point is focus. That's what it's about. You could be unfocused because you may need to be able to blend your perspectives. Sometimes you could be so captivated on certain things that you don't even see the actual truth beyond the matter to judge whether or not that thing that you're so captivated in and awe about is whether it's for you or not. You won't be able to consider those things because you'll be too in the reverse trying to penetrate and trying to, it ain't even about that, but it's, but it's just about missing the point of the matter, because focus is also the point. It's missing the point though. But we ain't saying you missing the point. That's why we're talking about this shit, because you ain't finna miss the point. That's why I came in reverse too, because we not finna miss the point, bitch. And the fire, that's that internal understanding of what you are, who you are, and how your morals are set up, what your standards are, what you finna accept, what you can't accept, the shit that's for you, that ain't for you, and how you can connect to things, and the things that you're not supposed to connect with, what you're supposed to be open to, the things that you can't be open to, how not to resist. It's all kind of internal shit. Your cousins and brothers and boy cousins and internal functions that's going on. That's the fire within. Fire is like feminine too. I think it's the yang of feminine, but first feminine though, and feminine is multiple. So it's the multiple things that are coming together, creating this internal dynamic. Whether you're looking at it from the external as like different situations that's happening, well, it is the full moon though. So it could be actual physical things in front of you that's pointing you to what really needs to be understood and some shit about yourself. You can experience somebody, you can experience anything. You can see someone on TV and be like, damn, I would have did that same shit. But now that I look at it from a different perspective, that's fucked up type shit. And now that can help you calibrate your own internal morals and shit and internal things you're standing on with that fire energy. Okay, so did we read everything? Oh, let me read validation. I'm running out of water. It's almost time to dip. I ain't even read none of them yet. Hold on. What came out first? Validation, I think. Page 51 or number 51. No, it's number 51. I'm not going to read the little quote, the little cliche ass quote. I'm just going to read the message. The need for validation is a desire that resides within all that walk the earth's plane. Exactly. You ain't special. They also have their own lordship within their own self, so you can't never feel like you're above. So let's not go down that road again. We already talked about it. To know that you are loved, cherished, desired, needed, and appreciated are a few of the feelings to prove your worth that are craved. It is true that in our relationships, yeah, that's right. That's how you can better your relationships too, just by having that relationship with yourself. Especially if you already have relationships, that's even better. If you don't have relationships or don't have the relationship that you want, it's good to heal yourself and fix yourself and relate to yourself. But it's even better when you already got relationships, especially if they're not in alignment, because you can get rid of those, and those can become like understood previous assignments and lessons and things. But even if you have people around you that are willing to begin to morph and have more understanding within themselves, and you can be an example for them, that's even better. And since we are in a different time, things are more expanded right now. I'm sure that's more of a likelihood at this point. But but when the need for validation becomes an addiction, it quickly becomes an energetic drain on your partner. That's another reason why you need to be understood within yourself, so that you won't have to drain your partner. If you love them, you'll know how to. If you love yourself, you know how to love them. And if you love them, you wouldn't drain them. But you wouldn't even know what that is if you didn't love yourself. You know what I'm saying? You'll be looking for something to leech and parasite on, and won't even understand that you're the, you're the leech, you're the karmic. To the empath, this can become an even deeper problem because of your ability to sense whether there is truth in the spoken word, the attempts at hiding emotional states, or the disconnecting of the energy in our relationships. That points me to the fire energy, Mercury in Sagittarius at the moment. These things going beyond your words, seeing right straight through them, because we understand not only the pattern, but we have this intuitive, telepathic foresight and sighting. I talked about this yesterday on my previous reading, but we ain't gonna go into that one. But still, that energy still stands. But whether you have to speak them out or it's just something that you can understand for yourself, so that you can move accordingly at that point. Once you understand that, once you realize the shit, or it can be communicated and talked about. And Mercury and Sag don't really go together like that sometimes. But if we're gonna talk about that, because that'll get me off subject. Anyway, but when the need for validation becomes addicted, okay, we said that. When you begin to question your worth in all of your interactions because of what you are sensing intuitively, see, an inner need to be validated and to feel safe can create all kinds of behaviors, all kind of weird shit, and then when you have an internal imbalance and weirdness, I promise you, I'm sorry, it's just the truth, you begin to experience those things externally to you. I know that. You know that. I didn't experience smoking a blunt in my first, getting high for the first time and noticing that only weird shit happen when I'm high. I now understand it's because my thoughts and feelings have shifted into a different space, and that is going to cause a cause and reaction. Same shit when you have distortions within yourself. If you don't correct them or whatever, calibrate them or whatever, then a lot of the cycles that you are experiencing, they're going to be repeated, and it's not going to change just because, I did this good thing today, so I'm a good person, God is going to bless me. No, that ain't how it works. You got to actually go inside and calibrate certain things about you and help yourself. That's what you got to help first. And by you helping yourself, you ain't got to do anything. You got to spend no money or nothing. You'll be helping others around you. That's better than all the other shit. Let me hurry up, because it ain't that late. It's 2:00. Worthiness becomes a need that never seems to be satiated, no matter how much praise or reassurance that you receive. Truth is, because you are, and this is some empathic shit. That's why I like to say the word and read that word out this book, because I don't, the term of it, I'm not trying to identify with it, but this would be kind of describing empathic characteristic traits from that, from that basic ass, anyway. The truth is, because you're an empath or a spirit, the only validation that will fulfill and sustain you is the energetic knowing that every moment that you are perfect. Your imperfections ain't even imperfect, because who said something was imperfect in the first place? What is that? What is imperfect? Just like, what is God? Like, what the fuck? So you just being you and accepting that, not having to compare against even your own previous experiences. I'm not where I used to be. You on good, bitch. You need to. Why would you want to be where you was before, even if you thought you was in a good space then? That's a whole different cycle. It's like kind of like trying to have kids when you're old as hell. That's a beautiful thing if you never had kids, but you need to also understand that this is a whole different generation that you're finna birth that you may not be necessarily connected to like that. So why would you want to be in a previous space? Even if it could be things that I wish I had done that. Don't woe is me on that. Do it now type shit, but do it better than you could ever did it before. So it ain't for you to sit into those old patterns and woe is me. It's for you to validate yourself, just knowing that you have your potential, and your potential, you can produce things that you can see for yourself to prove things to your own masculine and feminine energies, and satisfy your own self first, and then you won't even look for certain exaggerated ass expressions from other people that you wouldn't do it for. Like, that would be irrational. That's like a woman running the White House type shit. That's the type of energy that we would have had to, Lord. And I don't care either way, but I just couldn't see it. Anyway, when you believe this to be so, the energy of, where was I at? Truth is, because your spirit and the body are empath, the only validation that you will need to sustain you is the energetic knowing every moment that you are perfect. When you believe this to be so, the energy of source flows through your chakra system and fills you, allowing you to experience your journey with confidence, the strongest validation, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so then the next was fire, 10. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. I like how they be, I don't know if they be doing these things on purpose or synchronistically they just happen, but I like how these books be aligning shit. But I'm not going to go into depth and detail about that right now, because let me get to the point. Okay, 10 is fire. We talked about the fire. The accumulations of sparks create a bigger fire. 5 energy, Leo. This is the fixed. Oh, this is not 5. My bad. But 1, though, is Aries. So this is the first spark. A spark is accumulated off of, like, it's multiple, though. Anyway, so fire as a tool to an empath is the element of transmutation. It brings back to the, and then we're in Scorpio season that got fire in it too. But it brings, and I think Chiron is in Aries, but it brings back to the beginning all material matters. Because we also had, I'm sorry to keep cutting myself off. We also had Lilith came out too. And then I kind of look at Lilith and Chiron kind of like brothers and sisters or some shit, or husband or something. They kind of like, two different sides of the same coin to me. And we just had Lilith come out. So this would be like that masculine, that yang of that yin version, which is Chiron to me. Okay, that makes sense. So some of those things, and see, so that lets me know the things that you're acknowledging and beginning to transmute and transform up out of, or heal, or whatever the case is. These things are going to be examples for others just by default, but even more emphasis on that because I said it just then. So let me see where I'm at. It brings back to the beginning all material matter to its basic element, right? Wood, as it burns its fuel, which is stored from the sun, releases the waters of its life as steam and smoke. It, in its wake, the ashes of the physical being is left behind. So many synchronicities, I can't explain them all. Hold on. Okay. Using the fuel of passion to burn away the weeds of the past, we can soon begin to discover that which is waiting to, we can soon begin to discover that which is waiting to be created. A collection of elements and energies burnt back to their purest form with our own intention of creating from a place of illuminating light, or not illuminating, but expanding, you know what I'm saying, from within though. That's really what they're saying. Instead of stifling in acrid smoke, instead of being in that inhibited fourth space energy. Damn, what a car is that? I don't see it anymore. But that inhibition, instead of doing that, no, don't be afraid of the spark. Go on, do it so that you can begin to tame it. Because after Aries comes Leo, a contained fire, a fixed fire, something that's entertaining and is serving a purpose, something that becomes a tool. Learning the experience, whether you get hurt or not within it, that ain't the point. Whether you had to suffer or not, previous incarnations or in this current life that you had to endure, those things are going to turn into some type of development. Use them to your advantage and be mature with it. Learn from it so that you can actually be an example and use that experience, transmute. Because as high as you fall, as low, as high as you jump, what it is, the lower you fall, you know what the fuck I'm saying. So as that's the case, those things can be transmuted for your benefit. You ain't got to keep burning and not seeing the point. You ain't got to keep having these sparks and these the storm type situations and scenarios to come and still don't see the fucking point of it all. Not you, but people even around you. These are just energies that's going on in the atmosphere at the moment. Because I ain't talking about nobody right now. This could be people around you, the motherfuckers in the park I'm sitting. It go that deep, which is going to always, as above so below, whatever you're sitting in, it has a cause and reaction, cause and effect. You just pay attention to your reaction. Go back to that one. Focus, number 14. And it was in the reverse. Focus is a wonderful tool. Just keep in mind it was in the reverse, but we read it in we had equalized that reversal energy too though. So let me just read it. Focus is a wonderful tool, and it can serve many purposes in the knowing that energy follows intention. Used in manifestation, all our energetic power can be fine-tuned into a single thought to bring into fruition a desired goal. When used in visualization, energetic barriers can be created to keep one safe. In performing a task, all outside influences can be kept at bay as we focus on that which needs our attention. Sacred objects and mantra. Okay, I want to read them all before I forget the point. The point was to blend these two things that what I read and what I came to the conclusion of previously was being able to see both ends of the spectrum. What was I had said? Oh yeah, the individual. Hold on, I had went so deep. It was about the vagina. I remember that, and that's what it looked like at first, and the internal realm, and missing the point based on these emotional mishaps or emotional confusions, and focusing on things or putting more emphasis or being over compensating in matters that are not about to accumulate into anything of significance. And if you accumulate things that's not significant, that will turn into like some tumor type shit, whether it don't matter. So that's what it even looks like because I had pulled it out in the reverse, but this is the upright though. So that even looks like a boil type shit. You'll accumulate unnecessary shit when you could be using, because whatever, you could be using that energy into more appropriate spaces if you knew what to focus on. But by me pulling it in the reverse, I had read it like that. But let me see what the book say. Let me finish reading that shit. I wasn't really listening to what I was saying as I was reading because I was trying to hold on to that thought as I was reading. So hold on, let me run over this real quick. When used in visualization, energetic barriers can be created to keep one safe, or it can be used for harm too, based on the reversal aspect of that. As these items are focused upon and we place our intention of following their intended purpose, outside influences are soon forgotten, folk losing their grip in our experiences. Focusing on the wrong shit, like that old saying go, if you don't use it, you'll lose it, baby. I remember I used to hear that all the time when I was young, and I stopped hearing that though since I've been older and grown. But I still remember that even when I was young, I thought that was something significant that I should remember, because I didn't know how to. I knew I had gifts, I didn't know how to use them, and so I would look at them as insignificant to some degree based on me not actively pursuing them as a child. Even a child got responsibilities like that. But anyway, I held on to that because this is pointing to how if you're focusing on shit that actually ain't the point, but doing it so passionately, overexerting energies that's not even warranted, then you'll really lose the gift for real. Or not even lose it. You may have a little fragments of it and try to grab it and have to start all the way from the beginning again when you had already accumulated some information, but had got calcified, so to speak. And now things have to be, you know what I'm saying? You got the balls got to be burst. Things have to transpire and be burnt and transmuted into some different shit so that you can validate the truth of it all, which the truth of it all is always going to be from your perspective. You can say what the truth of it all is if you know your truth. And that ain't got to go for everybody, but it can go for you at all times. But anyway, I'm finna dip. It's 2:03. Thank y'all for sitting in. Peace. I'll holler at y'all. Oh, don't forget to check out the episode tonight on Day Beyond TV's channel on YouTube. I'm a remember to share the link on my community page in just a minute. Let me lock that in so I don't forget. Y'all check us out. Bye.